Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create and design wedding invitation with Canva. Now the wedding invitation that we're going to create is going to be an invitation that you can send digitally, but if you would like to print it out later you can also definitely do that. Alright, so when I'm trying to design for something, most of the time I will try to take a look at the available templates on Canva. And you can just try to search for a wedding invitation in order to take a look at some inspiration. And you can either start from there, or you can also create something from scratch and use the templates as simply an inspiration for your design. So I'm just going to scroll around and try to see for some wedding invitation that I would like to create. So I have this one right here. It looks really simple but also cute, so I'm going to go ahead and customize this templates. So the first thing that I noticed that it has an arch elements to it, and then it has a blank white background, and then it also has some wordings. I'm not going to change a lot of these wordings. I'm just going to show you how you can design it by changing the font or the elements that you don't really like. So first, let's take a look at the font. If you click on the text box, you'll be able to see on the font name of your text. So this one is Angela White, and then we got Dream Avenue, and then Garamond. So they have 3 fonts for this design, which is still fine. I usually think that 2 to 3 fonts is fine, but more than it most of the time will make it looks a little bit too crowded and sometimes come off as inconsistent. So instead of adding some more font, if you don't like any of the font that are available here, all you have to do is try to change it to what you want. So let's say that you want to search for this cursive type of font. You can also search for cursive, and then it's going to give you a bunch of cursive font that you can play around with. Like this one's right here, or maybe this one's right here. I kind of like the first one, the JavaScript one, so maybe I'm going to use it for my cursive font. Alright, and then for the big font, I always like Dream Avenue, so I'm going to leave it as that. Meanwhile, for the Garamond one, I think I'm going to change it to Cormorant. Yeah, which is this one. So that's this one. Then I'm going to make it bold, so it looks some things like this. And I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Alright, that looks pretty good. And I think instead of adding this text right here, I'm going to add the name of my guest on this side right here, but I'm going to do it later at the very end of the design. So now I think I'm going to try to focus on the color palette of the design instead. So this color palette is definitely not bad, but if you would like to change your color palette, here is one of the hacks that I always do. I'm going to search for the color palettes that I want. For example, I want it to be baby blue color palette. And then I'm going to search for the color palettes that I want. I definitely would want to search for some color palette that has white on it. So maybe I'm going to try with this ones right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this image and download it into my computer, and then I'm going to upload it into my Canva. So go to upload, click upload file, and then go ahead and add your downloaded color palette. And then you're going to want to bring your color palette into your design like so. Right click on it, scroll all the way down, and you'll be able to see this apply colors to page option. So go ahead and click on it. And as you can see, your design has changed according to the color palette that you just put. So you can do it multiple times until you find your desired color combination. Alright, so I managed to add the color palette into my design, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this color palette itself. And then this looks pretty nice, but I don't really like how bland this side here, so I think I'm going to add some more elements, and I'm going to search for another flower element and see what I can find. Alright, so I added some flowers right here, and maybe I want to change this flowers here too, just so that it's going to match the one on top. And I think I'm going to work with maybe this one's right here. No, it doesn't quite match the one on top. Alright, so I ended up combining two types of flower together. Maybe I want to add one more. Alright, so it looks something like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and change this into the name of the guest. So I'm going to make one more text box. It's going to be here. And then I'm going to add deer for this one. Then bring it all the way here. And I'm also going to change the tilt of this one. Alright, to something like that. And I am going to just type in name, add the cursive effect, adjust it so that it's going to match to this one's right here, so 58, and I'm going to change it to 58 too. Alright, and then I'm just going to go ahead and tilt it a little bit to match this one. To make it more noticeable, I'm going to change the font to Caramont instead. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and go to app sections right here, and then go ahead and click on bulk create and enter the data of my wedding invitation. So for example, this one's going to be John Smith, we have Jane Johns, and then maybe we have Sarah and Michelle, maybe William. So you can definitely add as much guess as you want. I'm just going to add that much for now. Go ahead and click on done, and then you're going to want to click on this text box and click connect data to the name columns that we just created earlier. And now you're going to want to click on continue and generate the name. And sometimes if the name is too long, you're going to want to adjust the text, but don't worry, you can just make it smaller and then adjust it a little bit so it looks something like this. So that's for this one. And as you can see, you get your invitation created without having to retype the name one by one. And once you're done with the invitation, you can just go ahead and share it. If you would like to print it out, I suggest you to print it in the PDF print file type. But if you would like to share this digitally, you can definitely use PNG or even just PDF standard will do. And that's basically it. That is how you can design a wedding invitation on Canva. I hope this tutorial is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.